And I'm Mary Beth. Welcome to the S&M Show.
Our weekly educational podcast on the basics of credit and everything financial. All the things everyone needs to know. And of course, we will talk about us.
We are models and socialites in beautiful South Beach, Florida. We're going to keep you posted on our lives, where we go, what we do, and the latest hotspots in SoBe. But what do our lives and South Beach have to do with credit and finance? Nothing. But we're going to tell you anyway, just for the fun of it.
This week is the first in a two-part series on identity theft. In this first installment, we will cover what identity theft is and how to detect it.
Next week will be part 2. We will cover how to minimize your risk and how to recover from identity theft. But first up, for some news. A recent survey by Healthy Women Organization claims women who had sex at least 4 times a week were scored looking as up to 10 years younger than their actual age.
Wow.
This is according to the psychiatrist Dr. Naomi Greenblatt, who said, quote, "While pleasure and intimacy with your partner should be a primary motivation to have sex, the health and wellness benefits are a big bonus." And that hitting the skins may be more important than hitting the gym when it comes to preserving one's youthful looks. And women aren't doing enough of it, unquote. That's a serious little quote there, but
That's
I mean,
news.
I'm 23. I really hope I'm not looking 13 if we go by her statistics of 4 times a week.
Well, I just celebrated my 26th birthday and I still get carded everywhere, so.
Whatever that's supposed to mean.
Maybe I look 10 years younger.
Well, speaking of age, I've been going to the hospital. My dad's sick in the hospital, but I was leaving one day and the trauma hawk enters in the door where the elevator is, and they had, I could hear the helicopter coming down, and the guy opens the door, and he's like, "Oh, stretcher, stretcher," screaming. This older man's running for the stretcher, and it's like, I was just trying to get out of the way because I really didn't want to be in the middle of whatever was coming in that door. And as I'm sitting there in the elevator, I had my head down in my phone, and I kind of like was trying to get out of the way, so I got into the elevator, and I was pressing door close, because you know when you're trying to like get out of somewhere, you're rushing, you just keep pressing it more times thinking it's going to help. When really it just goes just as slow. But as the door is shutting, I had my head down on my phone, and all of a sudden I see this big old boot just come flying through the elevator, stops the door, and he's like, "Oh my God, you're so beautiful. I have to stop and ask like what your name is." And I was just like, "Oh."
While they were waiting for the stretcher?
Yeah, he's left the door, and he's like, "Want to see my helicopter?" I was like, that's a new pickup line I've not heard. So I'm like, sure, and I stick my head out the elevator, and he went to go open the door, and he had locked himself out.
Oh my God.
So I hope that patient was being well taken care of by somebody else, because he clearly...
While they're laid out on the stretcher, he's getting your number.
Trying. Well, he asked my age, that's why I had brought this up, and he was like, "Oh, 23. I'm 29. As if like...
Yeah, like, yeah,
that was like
perfect.
A main question. It was kind of interesting, but I just wanted to bring that into maybe me looking younger, maybe, I don't know what he thought, maybe older, I hope not, because I'm trying to meet my quote from Dr. Naomi.
You need to hit some more skins, maybe.
Maybe that's what it is. The gym must not be paying off enough. Now back to identity theft. We all want to know, what is identity theft? Identity theft is when someone uses your name, your social security number, or credit card number without your permission, and then runs up debt in your name. It's fraud. It's a very serious crime. As many as 9 million Americans have their identities stolen each year. Identity theft is serious. It can take a lot of time and money to repair the damages victims of identity theft may lose out on job opportunities or be denied credit and loans because of negative information on their credit reports. This is a serious stuff, guys. So please, please pay attention and let us make sure that no one who watches the S&M Show is ever a victim of identity theft.
First things first, how do they steal your identity? Here's the top 5. Number 1, dumpster diving. They go through the trash looking for your personal information.
Yeah, I always try to make sure I rip everything up or use paper shredder to...
If you have a shredder.
Yeah, if possible. That's a good way to avoid that, number 1. Number 2 is skimming. Credit card skimming occurs most frequently at bars, restaurants, and gas stations. Your information is stolen with a small handheld device that scans and stores the card data. Then they use your credit card to make purchases.
Wow. Number 3, phishing. They pretend to be financial institutions or legitimate companies. They send you emails or pop-up messages to get you to reveal your personal information. Guys, do not give out your personal information to anyone that sends an email to apply for credit or is trying to obtain your personal information for any reason. Never, ever, ever. You should only apply for credit or give your personal information online when you've logged on through the address bar. Never give your information to a company you're not familiar with. And I just have to say, if you don't think it could happen to you, it could happen.
Anybody.
My mother actually was a victim of identity theft, and the funny thing was, when she reviewed her credit report, someone had joined Weight Watchers with her credit, and her comment was, "Do I look like I've been doing Weight Watchers?"
So they had just, when they use her...
I'm not exactly sure how they got her information, but, it's a lesson to... I'm sure she wasn't doing everything that she could do to protect...
Right. So they probably just, they ran it up on her credit card?
Yeah. No, I'm not exactly sure. But It was on her credit report.
That's crazy. See, it can
happen
happen to
worse.
anybody.
It could have been a lot worse, too. So.
Luckily, we're just Weight Watchers. Number 4, change of address. Thieves fill out a change of address form through the post office and get your mail. So they can just directly send their mail.
Can you imagine not receiving your mail? Number 5, pretexting. This is a huge problem, everyone. These scammers call, claim they are from a research firm, and ask you for your name, address, birthday, and social security number. Then they use the info to apply for credit or get other services in your name. Do not ever give your social security number over the phone or any other sensitive information. Even if the caller ID says Bank of America or any other legitimate bank or company, don't do it. The safest way is through a secure online site or in person, never over the phone. Please listen to us on this. It's so important.
You have to protect yourself.
You have to protect yourself.
Definitely.
Okay, so recently I had some clients in the club, and they were nice guys, but they were adamant about taking me and my girlfriend shopping, and I'm like, since when do guys beg to take you shopping?
Yeah.
Right? Maybe in our dreams.
Maybe.
Anyway. Anyway, come to find out, they were taking people shopping with stolen credit cards, and they were getting girls to buy things, and then some of the stuff they were selling it.
Wow.
So basically, they were selling goods bought with stolen credit cards to make money from it.
It's really scary.
And in the meantime,
really
a few handbags and shoes for girls. Crazy,
wow.
right?
I wonder how many girls...
I didn't go shopping.
I was going to say, I wonder how many girls stuck around to find out the truth.
Exactly. Well, not me. And that's probably like the only time I passed up a shopping opportunity, so.
What do thieves do with a stolen identity? Once they have your personal information, they can open new credit card accounts, loans, or get wireless service in your name or utilities like electricity, heating, or cable TV. It ruins your credit. Make sure you receive a statement every month on any open account you have. Pay attention to the day of the month you normally receive them. It's a red flag if your statements are not in the mail. They may create counterfeit checks using your name or account number, or open a bank account in your name and write bad checks. They may even clone your ATM or debit card, then steal all your money.
Wow. The other major things the identity thieves do is get a driver's license issued in your name but with their picture. They use your name and social security number to get government benefits, file a fraudulent tax return, rent a house, or obtain medical services. They may even try to get a job using your social security number. Probably the scariest thing they do is use your personal information with police during an arrest or traffic citation. When they don't show up for their court date, a warrant for arrest is issued in your name.
That's really scary.
Can you imagine?
No.
Getting arrested and you don't even know what you did?
It's scary that it's that easy for people to be able to take your name and run with it, basically.
Right.
But how do you know your identity was stolen? Watch out for accounts you didn't open and charges you don't recognize. Incorrect information on your credit reports like address, names, or initials, and employers. If your bills don't come in the mail, follow up with creditors immediately. This could mean your address has been changed. Receiving credit cards that you never applied for. being turned down for credit or being offered high interest rates, and getting collection call letters from debt collectors about merchandise or services that you have not bought.
So that's part 1 of our identity theft series. Next week's show, we will cover how to minimize your risks and how to recover from identity theft. As for us, we're going to get out of here. I am personally exhausted from 2 weeks worth of birthday celebrations.
I have to agree. Glad you had a great birthday, but
I did.
I am tired.
I'm ready for a nice, relaxing evening.
Yeah, let's go grab maybe a bite to eat and then maybe a movie if we're up to it. If not, let's call it an early night.
Sounds good.
But if you guys have any questions, you can send me an email at marybeth@deckgirls.com.
And I'm Sydney at deckgirls.com.
See you guys next week.
Bye.
A poll on the show and see if the audience likes the idea of you doing a Playboy
Actually,
shoot.
Live in that clip? Kiwi vodka.
That sounds like a wild wet dream.
What is the color? The cover of Playboy? What is it?
He approached me about doing a shoot. I got an idea. S&M